Hi, Dawn Lewis here with a project featuring a mixture of brands today. I am using Waffleflower's Embroidery Hoops die, the middle-sized one, Sunshine Texture Stamp from Darkroom Door. I'm using a mini card base and some white cardstock and Express It blending cards so I can colour with Copic markers. I have some foam tape, 3mm double-sided tape and Tombow mono adhesive today. I will be using my Misty stamping tool so I can stamp with Memento Tuxedo Black ink as well as archival jet black ink for the sentiments on my cards. I have some Distress Oxide Inks, Peacock Feathers and Dusty Concord with a foam blending tool. I will be using Lawn Fawn's Out of This World stamp set for the card you'll see today, as well as some purple cardstock and pattern paper. Now first things first, I'm going to colour in. I've stamped the Saturn, I guess, planet from Out of This World by Lawn Fawn, and I'm colouring it with all blue violet markers. So for this particular little planet, I decided to have the highlight of it kind of in the centre but down a little bit, and I'm just stepping up. These markers are natural colour blending family, and I know there's probably not a purple planet technically, but it's a card so I can pick whatever colour I like. You could do any colours you like. You could also use some texture fabrics with some colourless blender to put a little bit of texture on your planets. I just didn't think to do that. What I'm making today are really quick kind of fun mini cards, so I've got a whole bunch to use for any occasion that might arise. The BVO4 is quite a lot darker than BVO2. Now if I hadn't got a good blend, I would have done a tip to tip blend, but in the end I was quite happy with the way it all blended out, and so I left it and I didn't bother doing a tip to tip blend. So this Out of This World stamp set is super cute, and if you're looking for Lawn Fawn in Australia, you can find it at dawnlewis.com.au, as well as Waffleflower and Darkroom Door that I'm using today, and Copic markers as well. All right, now it's time to make the card. I've got my mini card base and I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the front, then put my pattern paper upside down and carefully place the adhesive side on top of the back side of the pattern paper and trim away the excess, and that gives me a fully covered front on my mini card. I'm going to use the middle size hoop, and I'm just taping it down with some washi tape to white cardstock, and I need the hoop and the insert. I'm going to cut another hoop from purple cardstock, but in this case I only need the hoop. I'll put the center away and I'll use it for another project. So I wanted a little bit of dimension on this hoop, not a lot, just a little bit. So I'm applying some Tombow mono adhesive to the top of the white embroidery hoop, and I'm going to glue the purple one directly on top of it. It's going to give it a small amount of dimension. The center, and you can tell which way up it goes by the little notch, I'm putting that down, and I've actually put a teeny piece of tape on the back of it to hold it onto the Misty because I can't use the magnet. I'm inking up my stamp, the Sunshine background, a texture stamp from Darkroom Door with Peacock Feathers. Then I've sponged a little Dusty Concord on there, and I've got this cool two-tone kind of hero burst coming from the center. I'm going to stamp the sentiment, your from Out of This World, onto some scrap white cardstock and just trim that down with my trimmer. I love this little trimmer, it's super awesome, and mount that onto some leftover purple cardstock. I am going to dust lightly around the edges with the Dusty Concord. I didn't re-ink, I just used what was on the foam pad as well as the Peacock Feathers, and then it goes onto some leftover purple cardstock, which I'm also trimming down with my trimmer. No measurement here, I just want to leave an even small border all the way around. Normally I would use my sliding trimmer, but this one was handy and it did the job quite well actually. I'm popping that onto the front of my mini card. It says "You are Out of This World" and sticking down my hoop. Now my planet, I'm cutting out these little pieces before I cut the whole thing out. Just it's easier that way, and I'm not going to rip the rings of Saturn. I'm putting it on with foam tape on the center of the card, and we're nearly finished, nearly there. Cute little faces come with this set, and so I'm stamping a sweet little face onto the planet, which I think is super cute. I dusted around the edges with Dusty Concord Distress Oxide ink, and then I decided it just needed a little bit more oomph around the edges, like a proper border. So I've just sponged all the way around using Dusty Concord. I love this color. It's one of the first distress inks I ever owned, and I love it in the oxide even more. So there we go. We've got a little bit of dimension, but it's not too chunky, this card. And I did make some others because there's a lot of occasions I have coming up. I used Ahoy Matey, Forest Feast for this one, used the little squirrel. This one's from Little Bundle by Lawn Fawn. All the stamps are. This is Dad plus me, and this is from Love You a Latte. So I do hope you've enjoyed this quick tutorial showing you can combine all your different brands to make some really cool effects. You can find all of these stamps at dawnlewis.com.au. There's links in the description box down below, and I do offer a pre-order service if you want to order something in that's out of stock or I don't stock at all. I do hope that you have a very crafty day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.